Welcome, welcome, welcome,
So, what's that, Greg?
welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome to Wapiti Live Q&A for November 22nd. So, yeah, what's kind of funny is last week Knox asked me, basically said he wanted to be in one of these live Q&As. And so I said, okay. I said, we can show off a little tandem calling, back and forth, and he got all excited. And then last night he's like, "Hey, Dad, I can't find my easy sucker." And I said, "Man, I thought you were going to be practicing this whole entire time, getting ready for it." And I said, "Well, I said your easy sucker is probably in your pack out in the garage." And so I was coming upstairs, and he goes, "Oh, is it time?" And I'm like, "Buddy, have you even practiced? Do you want to go on camera?" I said, "How about?" I said, I chose a different topic last night when you told me you didn't know where your easy sucker was. So I said, "How about in 2 weeks? I'm going to tell the guys that in 2 weeks we're going to do some examples of tandem calling, and so that way it gives you 2 weeks to kind of practice up. How about that, buddy?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Throwing the
think
book.
that's yeah. And he's like, "I think that's a good idea." I'm like, "Yeah, because you're already gonna be nervous anyway." What he wants to do is he wants to start a YouTube channel when he's 13, and so I think he's going to use my channel and this as a stepping stone to get used to being in front of the camera and talking. So that's all right. So all right. So tonight's topic, I kind of labeled it off-season prep. I know, the last episode when we were talking about the Oakwoods Magic, we kind of talked about, some things to um, that contribute to that Oakwoods success. And so I kind of wanted to expand on that this week with off-season prep because it's kind of one of those things that, okay, what should I be focusing on right now? What should I be working on right now? And all that kind of stuff. And short answer is everything. So, but I mean, in reality, I mean, life's busy, and I mean, especially if you had a long grueling season, and it's you got your butt kicked, you got your teeth kicked in. But here's the deal. It's the effort you put in is the reward you're going to get out. And it's society is one of those things where it's like, especially nowadays, it's like, oh man, I just came out of season. I'm just going to take a little bit of time to recover and get my mind right. And then next thing you know, a month goes by, 2 months goes by, 6 months go by. Holy crap, season's here. And I didn't do any prep work. And I'm not saying right now that, it's not something that has to consume every waking minute, but definitely, setting some time aside a couple of times a week. I mean, even if it's just 30 minutes. And, really right now, one of the best things to do, in fact, I shared a video on Threads the other day that I can't remember who tagged me in the video, but it's a group of cows that are moving across the hillside, and man, the vocalization, and I was like, that right there is a great video to practice to for vocalizations. And I think that's one of the things right now is just really, like I said, just 30 minutes, a couple of times a week of mimicking cow vocalizations, and you'll be amazed that if you consistently do that, 2, 3 times a week, as soon as season gets, man, your calling's on point, it's dialed in, and you can incorporate bull sounds into that, later on. But also too, don't just pull the video up and focus on the audio portion of it. What's the herd dynamics? What's the body language? What's the interaction? Because what you can do is you can hear the vocalizations, but the cool thing is if you can see that herd dynamics and that interaction, it helps you understand the situation a lot better. And it's like, oh man, okay, I've heard that tone affliction before. Um, Man, now actually able to see it. So and in fact, the regathering mew, the nya, that wave. Man, there's a cow that does that in this video, And I mean, it's really drawn out, and it's like, man, she's really emphasizing that. And it's, she was probably doing, before the camera started, she was probably doing some other regathering muse, asking some of the group to, stay on her. They weren't responding, and now she's adding that emphasis into it and just dragging it out. But so that's definitely one thing to be working on right now is expanding that elk behavior knowledge. And I think that's one of the areas that a lot of people kind of struggle with is, they focus on the calling aspect of it, and they'll pull up some videos just to listen to the audio and mimic it, but they're not really paying attention to what's going on to really understand that situation. And I know that's one of the things when I really decided to really learn about elk was, it wasn't until I was really sitting up high and glassing and watching that interaction, then it's like, oh man, now I kind of understand what that sound means, and it makes more sense to me, because a lot of these sounds, we've heard them out in the timber, we've heard them from a distance, but hearing it is one thing. When you can actually, see them and hear it and see what's going on, and that's how that kind of, ties in. And then, like I've talked about, kind of take that situation and and put it into a human context. Put it into a situation that we may come in with that type of emotion, and it'll just help you link those things together. And that's just one of the things that then when you are out there next fall and you hear those sounds, you don't have to see them. You know exactly, based by the sound and the tone inflection and everything. It's like, I know exactly what's going on right now, because in your mind you're picturing what you saw before. So definitely watching videos, listening to cow vocalizations, even bull vocalizations, and working on mimicking. And in fact, the other day I got tagged in another video, and there's a bull that was bugling, and he starts and he kind of goes up and he kind of drops down in this valley, and then he skyrockets up even a little higher than what he was before. And I was like, okay, that's that's a bugle that I'm going to practice on for the Western Hunt Expo calling contest, and that's what I'm going to open up, because as soon as I heard that bull, I was like, wow, that's an impressive bugle. And so I mean, it's ear catching, it's attention grabbing. um, would I use it out in the field? Actually, yeah, I'm going to, but I'm going to use it in the field hunting on the blue snap-on reed. I'm not going to do it with a diaphragm. I'm going to do it, with that external Primos mouthpiece. So just because of the tones that it gets. In fact, when I what's that?
Oh, I was just clearing my throat.
Oh, um, but yeah, when I heard it, I just kept replaying it, and I closed my eyes, and I was like, holy crap, that matches that Primos tone really, really well. So, that's a nice thing about Instagram or some of the social media platforms. There's a lot of photographers out there now that are sharing a lot of videos that are just capturing some incredible audio. Um, you know, YouTube sometimes can be kind of tougher to find those. Nice thing about, the Instagram is, they're a minute long video or shorter, and you can go through, quite a few. You can pull it up on your computer, you can pull it up on your phone. So if you don't have Instagram, then yeah, YouTube is another great choice. So, okay.
I just saw a video on Facebook where it said, good example of an elk bugling. And I saw it and I'm like, that elk's not bugling. There's a whole herd. And it was crazy. Like you're talking about the dynamics of the herd, because he did a regathering bugle. He went, whoop, did that. And all the cows started jumped and started to go. And he goes, ooh, 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 ooh. And they all just relaxed and started moving back in closer together.
He did
But
the
it was
roundup. He
crazy
did
to
the
comment.
roundup bugle.
Oh, it was Roundup Bugle. I was like, oh, that's a Roundup Bugle. I
Yeah.
know. And I heard like twice, and I'm like, boy, they were ready to just bolt when he did it. But they stopped when he started did the rest of it. It was the first like the alarm bark.
Yep. Yep. Remember, they always start with that little bark.
And
Now, let me ask you this. Now that you had a chance to watch that, Because I know I get asked a lot of times, why do bulls bark before they do the roundup bugle? What did the cows do? They stopped immediately what they were doing
Oh, they
and
stopped.
focused
Oh, they
right on
stopped
him.
immediately. Oh, they just absolutely right
Yep.
at him.
Yep. So that's why that bull does that
The
little
attention
bark
getter.
before, because he's getting
Getting
their
their
attention.
attention.
Yep.
Makes
So
sense because I mean they all there was a bunch of them. They all just
see, that's a great example right there of, you hear that in the woods. Because I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, why is this dude barking at me? I mean, I'm pulling my wind checker out, and I'm like, there's no way he can see me. No way he can smell me. All I did was let go with two cow sounds. Why did he bark and then bugle and only two or three chuckles? Why is he barking? Then it made sense. So, but then, then there was that question of, man, why do they bark first? And again, same thing. Once I actually physically saw it, yeah, there was a bunch of cows that were just kind of feeding off this way, and man, whoo, and they just all stopped and turned their heads. They all stopped immediately what they were doing. And then he did that bugle, couple of chuckles, and he started kind of taking a few steps this direction, and man, they all just right back over to him. So okay.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, it's amazing what you can learn just by watching. And crazy thing is, a lot of people that post these videos don't realize the herd dynamic that they are capturing. So, they're just like, oh man, listen to these awesome vocalizations. It's like,
that's what they
okay,
said.
but
That's what they said. That was the title of it. Listen to the elk bugle. And I was
yeah.
like,
Well, and like I said, a lot of people haven't been through it. They don't understand it. They don't know it. But where we've been talking about it now, when you see those videos, you understand. And I know a lot of times when I watch those, I'll go back to past hunts or stuff and situation to where I could hear vocalizations off through the trees away. As I was like, that right there in the video is exactly what was going on, out in the trees a little ways a while back. So it may not seem like much, just 2 or 3 days of 30 minutes or so. And the reason I only say 30 minutes is because 30 minutes to start isn't bad. It's not a long time. But what happens is, the more that you learn and the more that you start recognizing, that 30 minutes going to turn into 45 minutes, or it's going to turn into an hour, especially as season gets closer. And then when you get out there that season, it's like, okay, man, we're going to repeat this. So there's a rule. God, I'm trying to think of it. See if I can find it. Guys, I'm broadcasting. Don't be calling me right now. He just wants to talk about going back up this weekend. Okay. So, have you guys ever called, or have you guys ever heard of the 2190 rule?
No.
Okay. So, it takes 21 days to create a habit, but it takes 90 days to create a lifestyle. And so, basically, what that means is, you commit yourself to something, just learning one aspect, watching videos for 21 days. It's all of a sudden a habit. And then you find yourself wanting more, and then all of a sudden 90 days go by. Now it's you've almost created where it's a part of your life now, where you set this time aside, for this. But then, like I said, then you roll into season, man, you just recognize things, and then you roll out of season, and then all of a sudden that's what kind of lights that fire of, I want more. I want to learn more. I want to take the next step. And that's just kind of how things grow. And in that 2190, I mean, you can apply that to anything in your life. It's just like, I was guilty of it in the mornings, get up when the alarm goes off, go down, get coffee, come up and do the brainless scrolling through social media until it's time to get in the shower and get ready for work. And about 30 days ago, I got the Headway app on my phone, which the Headway app is an audio book that platform that what they do is you put in what you're interested in and then they give you little 28-day challenges. And those 28 days, it's only a 15 to 16 minute recap of the book. It gives the highlight of the books and it's an audio book. So now I'll just sit there and I'll hit play on that. And, Liz and I will listen to that while we're drinking the coffee and getting ready in the morning. But then the cool thing is if the book really interests you, then you can choose to either read it or get the audio book. So then you can go. But it's kind of funny now because that's been our routine for 30 days now in the morning. And like when we traveled to Oregon, um, Sunday, when we were coming back, didn't listen to the book on Sunday, and I kind of felt a little lost. So, because part of my daily routine was gone. So didn't get to do that. So um, yeah, the other thing too is manifestation or positive mindset. I kind of touched on this, a couple of weeks ago. Um, you can get back what you want, but it's your mindset, what you project out. And so, you project out the confidence in elk hunting, the confidence in your calling ability, the confidence in your knowledge. That's what's going to start, kind of coming back to you. And kind of like I mentioned, 2 weeks ago, when I roll into season, I don't have in my mind, I hope we get an elk, or I hope we see an elk, or I hope we get into elk, or I hope we find a track. It's, I know we're going to find elk. I know we're going to get into them. I know we're going to get shot opportunities. And we do every year. And then that's what, increases our success because, then it's on us. Oh, I passed on the shot. Oh, I didn't take a shot. And those are the things that just steadily get you into that 10% club to where you're notching your tag every year or every other year. Except for Jim, because he can't draw a tag in Arizona every year.
You know it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Go back to that mindset thing. Have you ever watched that show Arnold on Netflix
Uh-uh.
about about his life?
Uh-uh.
Arnold has one of the most powerful minds there is. You watch that you watch that show, it's like 3 or 4 shows long, and he's talking about his life and how he started in Austria at bodybuilding and how he used his mind to do what he wanted to do. And even when he went to Hollywood, they said, "You want to be a actor?" And he goes, "No, I want to be the star."
Yeah.
It's worth watching it to learn the power of someone's mind and what you can do with a mind of what he did.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's an amazing story, really.
Well, I mean, remember when we were growing up, what did our parents always say to us? Man, if you set your mind to it, you
You can
can
do
you can do
anything.
whatever you want. You can do
Yeah.
anything. So, and that's basically what they were saying. And so, and that's kind of what this off-season prep is about. It's setting your mind into, what you want, what you want to achieve. And it's funny because, there's so many people that, man, I want to get really good at elk hunting. I want to I want to have the opportunity to get an elk every year, or I want to fill a tag every year, but they don't do the work.
Oh,
They they
yeah.
they make other excuses, or they let something else, consume the time. And it doesn't really take that much time. I mean, you'd be amazed what if you just played with your calls 15 minutes a day every day. That's it, just 15 minutes a day. You'll be amazed at how much progress that you would make at the end of that time. And it's little subtle improvements that we don't always see, those baby steps. But man, if you recorded yourself on day one and then recorded yourself again on day 30 and then listened to it, you would know. You would know immediately. So,
Last August was a very busy month, and I couldn't do anything elk-wise. Practice with the calls, shoot, and come September, I could feel it.
yeah.
Yes, just there
Oh,
was a huge void there that, oh, man,
oh, trust me, I know. I mean, life gets busy. I mean, I went into last September probably the least prepared that I have in years. I mean, years and years. I felt it.
yeah.
Now, of course, I go to the extreme and get that dang Mountain Tough fitness program, and I'm starting to think that Mountain Tough program is geared towards 22, 23-year-old kids, not a 53-year-old guy.
Well,
Back,
I remember saying last week, was there any air in the world after you got done doing all
oh
that
my gosh.
movement?
I got up off the couch to come up here, and I'm walking around the coffee table, and I looked at Liz and I'm like, is there babe, do you think there's any point in this program that we're not gonna be sore? And she's like, I don't know. So
You got to bring that up in 90 days.
yes. Well, and I can already feel it. I mean, I can already feel it in the body and the sleep and I mean just everything, the recovery from the workouts. I mean, I can
Just remember this, you have to take a week off every now and again from something like that to recover the body.
oh, I know. I
It's just you
know.
can't you just if you get to where you're like you just are in just what's the word I'm looking for here? Um so tired and you can't figure out why you're tired and your body's feeling weird, you probably ought to think about taking a week off from that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I had that conversation with my mom, when we were down there for her birthday party this weekend. She's turning 80, and I think she volunteers for God, 5 or 6 different boards and volunteers, and she was just talking about, man, I'm just tired. And I said, Mom, that's your body telling you you need to take a break. You just need to take a break. I mean, you've been traveling to the coast and you've been doing this and you've been doing that. And so I said, once in a while your body tells you, hey, time out. It's time to check out and just kind of do some soul searching and recovering here. So, but also too, when we were at the birthday party, there was people talking about everything that she does, and they're like, yeah, that's what keeps her so young and spry. And I was like, yeah, yeah, but she's also starting to pay the price too. So, so some of the other preseason prep and kind of talking about working out, um, you don't have to get extreme, but I know I used to be guilty of it too. Walk out of hunting season ended, and it's like, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of time to let my body rest. Covered a lot of miles in the hills. My feet are tired. I'm tired. But in reality, what happens is, again, a week turns into 2 weeks, which turns into a month and turns into 2 months. And then all of a sudden it's, holy crap, season's right around the corner. I need to start doing something. And then you go through the whole soreness and this and that. Coming out of season, you're already in some sort of shape, even if it's just going for walks. You would be amazed 2 to 3 times a week, 40 pounds in your pack, put your hunting boots on, and just go for a 3 to 5 mile walk. It doesn't have to be an intensive hike. I mean, it could be on a sidewalk, flat ground, but just
Just
two to
doing it,
yeah, just keep
doing it.
just keep moving. And of course, everybody, oh, my life's too busy or this is too busy. And if you really want something, you're going to find the time. I mean, even I got a buddy that all he does is ruck hike 3 times a week. And really all he's doing is going for a walk with his wife. But he has his boots in a 40-pound pack on. So it's time with the wife. It's checking that box of, quality time with the wife. She's happy because, he's out there hiking with her or walking, just going on a walk. They're having a conversation and just getting those times. But even something that simple can make all the difference in the world. So, all right, so those are kind of just the two kind of preseason prep that I kind of wanted to focus on. I know there's a lot more that we can dive into and a lot more that we can do or talk about, but I just kind of wanted to talk about those two because those are things that are fairly easy to do. So, can do them pretty easy. I mean, you can even combine the two. You can sit there and walk and put your headphones in and just be listening to elk vocalizations.
Yeah.
So if something, oh man, what was that? And, pull the phone out and look at the video or this or that. But you can even kill two birds with one stone and combine them. And I don't know. I think also listening to elk vocalizations when you're hiking or doing something like that or going for a walk, that's pretty good vocalization or pretty good motivation to keep going. So
Yeah. Just don't have your headphones in or your earplugs in and take your diaphragm with you.
yes.
Don't,
Well,
don't
depending on where you live, I mean, your neighbors might enjoy it. You might get some tooting back to you. So you never know. So, all right, guys, that's all I had for tonight. So appreciate you guys tuning in tonight, night before Thanksgiving. I wanted to say I hope all of you guys and your family have a blessed and happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. And don't forget to pause a little bit tomorrow and remember a few things that you're thankful for.
don't hurt yourself. I'll see you at work if you do.
Yeah.
I'm on
Well,
this weekend.
yeah, Bryce and I are gonna head back up Saturday. So yeah, he actually went out and bought a muzzle loader just like mine. So I told him just go buy the muzzle loader. Don't buy the Pyrodex pellets. Don't buy the power builds. Don't buy the primers. I've got enough of all of that. So we're gonna drive up and we're gonna focus on those areas that they're logging and we're gonna get there right before light and spread out a couple of 100 yards and just
It's
sit
going
there.
to be cold. It's going to
Well,
be. Yeah.
and I was looking at the weather because we were talking, do we go Friday or do we go Saturday? And I'm like, okay, Friday's a high of 37 and partly cloudy. Saturday is 38 and sunny, no clouds. And I'm like, all right, dude, Saturday's the warmer day. We're going Saturday. And he goes, 1 degree. It's only warmer by 1 degree. I
That's
said,
warm.
but the fact that the sun is
No,
shining and we won't get cloud blockage, it's
Yeah.
gonna feel warmer. Plus, I don't have what's that, Jim?
wind chill.
Yeah. No wind. It's supposed to be calm.
Oh, okay.
So we should be good. And hopefully the slash piles are dry enough that I can get my Ready Light fire puffs out and start a little fire to keep me warm while I'm sitting there. So
Well, good luck.
2 weeks, we'll be waiting for this knock cameo.
yep.
Yeah.
He's gonna come in 2 weeks. So like I told him, I was gonna let you guys know what the next lesson is in 2 weeks or the next topic. So he's gotta get to practicing now. So, all right, guys, appreciate you as always. Keep calling, keep practicing. More importantly, though, have fun. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks on the next episode of Wapiti Live Q&A.
You guys have a great
Thanks.
Thanksgiving.
You too. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
See you, Greg.
Bye.